global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Ize Iyamu, who is the APC gubernatorial aspirant, has suffered rejection in the hands of the central monarchs. But before we continue with details of the news, if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly click on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Let's just listen to the news before we come for analysis.
Right, a APC candidate blames Oshiomole for his woes. Ex-APC national chair disagrees, saying there's no smoke without fire. Efforts by candidates of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in September 19 gubernatorial election, Osage Ize Iyamu, to make en route into Edo Central Senatorial District were on Monday rejected as he was sent out of the palace of the Onochi of Igube, HRH Ihezoje Elojero II. A palace source who witnessed the humiliation of the APC candidate, who was in company of the former national chairman of APC, Oshiomole, said the unwanted visitors were told to leave Esan land as the APC neglected the region for the 8 years Oshiomole was the governor of the state. The source, who pleaded not to be mentioned, said the two unwanted visitors engaged in very hot exchange of unpleasant words in Igboben after they were told to leave Esan land by the monarchs, who had converged on Igboben for the cold reception. In the ensuing hot words exchange of words, Ize Iyamu blamed Oshiomole for his woes in Esan land and other parts of Edo State, where they have faced very similar rejection since the party commenced campaigns. We overheard Oshiomole saying he couldn't be blamed for all Ize Iyamu's problems. The former APC national chairman said there can be no smoke without fire, and he told the governorship candidate to be courageous enough to take responsibility for some of his past actions. The monarch also cited the humiliation and detriment of Onochi of Orome, His Royal Highness Anselm Adenuje II, for their actions. So much issues here, I tell you.
All right, and it therefore means that there are some areas that they just can't break in as expected, and that's one of the key things that we have to really look at. And I feel that at this point that people need to take cognizance of that and see how they can use this time to select the person that will put a smile on their face. Imagine what had happened. APC was on board. That's during the Oshiomole time, and those guys were abandoned, and you're going back to them to do what? And to mock them or something, Now let's discuss this at large, because this is very, very important. Do you think at the rejection he has suffered today in the hands of the central people, do you think that this may a kind of work against him, considering the fact that there are a long list of things already working against Ize Iyamu?
If the truth be told, if you can collect what the unnamed source, as in the one who had pledged anonymity, said that they've seen similar rejection in some other sectors, some other areas as well. So which means if you want to go by the feelers of the Edos generally, they have not received so much welcome appraisals from these guys. But the truth be told, we all know that the best rigor takes today. The power is no longer in the hands of the electorate, but it all depends. Powers can actually shift if the Edolite decides to say, okay, look, we are going to protect our vote come what may, and decide to do the needful. Something can truly happen. But the truth also be told is the fact that the reason why we're getting to hear this is probably because if you watch, if it was a case of good riddance, if it was a case of good acceptance, the whole media houses would have carried it, where they would start shouting, they have accepted us. Remember, very quickly, I'll just take a very quick one, where they had to Ize Iyamu had to tell the Monarchs the other time, saying, thank you for endorsing us. The Monarch has to say, please, we are neutral, we did not endorse you. Okay, these are the things we're talking about. But the truth, if you're looking at the way it is being played right now, from all indications, you can feel the impact. of course, he had an antecedent of having issues with 700 million naira fraud, of which they keep shifting the case over and over. In fact, the case has been adjourned till after the elections. Okay, but looking at someone who have not yet even entered the political seat, he has already have a fraudulent case. Do you need a rocket science really to tell you that you should be careful? But then the problem is, what challenge we have right now in Nigeria is, do the electorate still have the power, to elect those they truly want, or is it just a case of the politicians picking who they desire is going to be there and dictating the pace?
I think at this point, Obaseki should leverage on some of those things to see how he can get the minds of those people. Yeah, as much as unfortunately in Nigeria, the power of electing a leader into elective posts is no more with the people, but at the same time, there will come a time that the issue of rigging will be a thing of the past. But right now, based on what is currently happening, I know that it's not a good one for him. I know so much that it's not a good one for him. And just like Adam Oshiomole had said, you can't be blaming Adam Oshiomole for everything. Don't forget that already he has a past that is haunting him. Adam Oshiomole had made everybody to know that he had a terrible past, even as the secretary to the state government during the period of Igbinedion. He had also not performed when he was given a chance. A lot of issues talking about his past life, inequalities and all of that. I believe the people are looking at that, and not just looking at that, at this point, because most people can forgive you and say, well, that was just a thing of the past. But who is handholding you at this point matters a great deal.
Yeah.
Who is the person handholding you? Because you are going to be a replica of that person. That's what they believe. And if we have suffered disdain, rejection when your handholder was in the tune, automatically that's what we're going to suffer when you come on board. And that's why already they're trying to prove to him, hey, if you are queuing up behind this man, you are going to suffer rejection in our hand, because he was of no help to us.
Exactly. That's why you see them quarreling. That's why he felt that, look, the rejection he's suffering in Ishan land has to do with Oshiomole. He believes that if Oshiomole had performed in his 8 years, maybe he would have enjoyed his leverage of goodwill, but instead of enjoying leverage of goodwill, he's enduring rejection simply because of what that had transpired 8 years ago. So he's actually getting very angry. So look at what you have cost me. Your mandate is not even a goodwill mandate. It's bringing me chaos and all that. And he's now saying, look, guy, calm down. There's no smoke without fire. It's not just me alone. You have your own to play. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to bulldoze the environment for you, and you're blaming me for your misfortune. Are you particularly innocent as well? And one would, a party where everybody's having personal interest, not generally everybody's interest. This is what you get to see. Whether they all come out as gladiators or not, eventually, if the Edolites make up their mind that we will protect our vote, although of course doing that will cost a lot of life, there's no two ways about it. The way it's going to go about the whole election may go quite bloody. The way it's going right now, because it's a do or die affair. APC determined to either put Ize Iyamu or Ize Iyamu. It's a case of Ize Iyamu or Ize Iyamu, and Obaseki is looking at allow the will of these guys to prevail, but time will tell eventually.
All right. That's where we would like to leave it. Don't also forget that the election is coming up on September 19. And most of them are trying to put finishing touches, trying to see how they can touch lives and all of that. And one of the things that before we leave, I just want us to look at this issue of rejection that he had suffered in the hands of these people. If he comes on board, when I read that story, I wasn't so happy about it, because at a point like this, people of monarchs like that should show some level of diplomacy so that they can at least still be accepted, because I believe it has to do with the mind of the people. You can accept him, welcome him, but just let him know that you're standing by the side of the two people. Whoever they select, that's the person that will stand in there, than for you to reject him openly, because already you have made an enemy for yourself.
They gave him a cold reception.
Okay, cold reception.
Because when they were now started trying to make it look as if they are friendly, they said, no, please, just you understand.
Okay.
They actually came out They gave back. It was cold.
Okay. All right. That's where we're going to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let us interact. What's your position on the rejection that Ize Iyamu suffered in the hands of the Ishan monarch? Let's interact in our